Hey guys, Jamie here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. Now, Huawei has been giving us a steady stream of laptops, with the most recent one being the Matebook D15, which packed a tremendous amount of value with decent hardware and a solid build. Well, today in this one, we're going to be checking out their newest release in the notebook realm, the Huawei Matebook X Pro. I'm going to be talking about some of its specs and features, plus give you my first impressions of this device that might be a good addition to your work from home setup. Before we begin, I hope you guys are doing okay. Remember to stay vigilant so we can help flatten the curve. And to all the frontliners out there, doctors, nurses, people at the grocery, delivery people, and everyone keeping us safe during these times, thank you very much. I can't say enough. You guys are awesome. Alright guys, so back to the Huawei Matebook X Pro. It actually comes in a cardboard box, which I've kept outside for safety reasons, but this is the actual packaging. Now, if you've been following the channel for a very long time, then you know that I have tremendously low EQ, so I've actually unboxed this thing, but let me try and take you through the unboxing process anyway. So when you lift the lid, you actually have this rising action that we've definitely seen from other brands in the past, but I still think it's a nice touch and you're greeted by the Matebook X Pro right away. Full disclaimer, this is a review unit from the folks over at Huawei, so this marketing unit is missing a couple of things like the usual documents, but it did come with the 65-watt charger and a USB-C cable, which is all you actually need because who really reads the manual unless something is wrong. I do have to give big props to Huawei though, because that charger isn't as bulky as other laptop adapters that we commonly see, plus it's actually a little bit smaller and lighter than the one I use for my MacBook Pro. For the notebook itself, not much has changed in terms of look. I think Huawei is adapting the same approach that Apple has with the design language, with the difference mostly being on the inside rather than the outside. Not that it's a bad thing though, because you are getting a really premium chassis on the X Pro. It's a machine-milled aluminum unibody design that's really slim, measuring in at 14.6 millimeters at its thinnest point, and has a footprint of a 13-inch notebook. I know that most of us are working from home right now, but this notebook is also incredibly light, weighing in at 1.33 kilograms, or a hair below 3 pounds if you're not into the metric system. So when life goes back to normal and it's safe to go outside, once again, it's not going to be a problem taking this thing around. By the way guys, I have the space gray color variant with me, but there are two other colorways, Mystic Silver and Emerald Green, which seems to be a new go-to color for Huawei. Now sadly, because of its smaller form factor, I/O on the Matebook X Pro is a little lacking, with a lone USB-A port on the right side of the notebook and a 3.5mm jack plus 2 USB-C ports on the left, so you're definitely going to be living the dongle life for this notebook if your workflow requires more than that. Now when you lift the lid, you are greeted by one of the main highlights of this notebook, its display. It measures in at 13.9 inches at 3000 by 2000 resolution with an LTPS panel. It's got really slim bezels and has a screen-to-body ratio of 91% and an aspect ratio of 3:2. It's also a 10-point touchscreen panel that's protected by Gorilla Glass in case you get a little rough with it, and has an anti-fingerprint coating as well to prevent smears and smudges. Given the time I've spent with this notebook, I think the picture quality is great and definitely a lot better than the one on the D15. You've got really good viewing angles with this screen in case you need to share it with your friends or that special someone like your office crush that I'm sure you're missing right now. Moving on to the bottom part of the notebook, you have the power button on the upper right hand side that also doubles up as a fingerprint reader, so you can have a bit more security to log in aside from a PIN and password. Now you can also use Face Unlock, but I really wouldn't recommend it because of the hidden webcam that we've seen in previous laptops from Huawei. It is clever, but honestly guys, it's such an awkward angle, but it'll get the job done for video calls with your colleagues. Just remember to trim your nose hair. That brings us to the keyboard, and I'm really liking it so far. Now I use a 15-inch MacBook Pro and the spacing of the keys are pretty much the same, but it feels much more satisfying than the butterfly switches on the Mac. On either side of the keyboard, you also have speaker grill. Now the Matebook X Pro has a quad speaker setup that produces a good amount of sound and volume and sounds reasonably good. You've also got a good sized trackpad on this device, and I'm really liking how easy it is to use compared to other Windows-based laptops that I've tried before. It's really smooth and responsive. Now, everything I've discussed so far is pretty much the same thing that Huawei offered in past iterations of the Matebook X Pro. The main difference in this 2020 version is, of course, the hardware that is packing under the hood. At the heart of the new MateBook X Pro is a 10th generation Intel Core i7 processor. Now our unit came with 16GB of RAM and a terabyte of PCIe SSD storage, but there is a configuration with 8GB and 512GB respectively. And to round things out, you're also getting an NVIDIA GeForce MX 250. Now I do have to spend more time with this laptop to see what it's truly capable of, but I'm guessing looking at the specs, you can get away with some light video editing and even some gaming, but I would stay away from heavier titles. Now you're also getting Windows 10 out of the box, so no worries in that department. You also get a few of Huawei's software features that we've seen in other notebooks before, such as Huawei Share, making it even easier to share your files from your Huawei smartphone to this laptop when needed. Now for the battery of the MateBook X Pro, you've got one that's rated at 56 watt hours that the folks over at Huawei said should last for 13 hours of continuous video playback, 15 hours of work, and 11 hours of internet browsing, but we'll see how long it'll really last as we continue to use this device. The last thing I want to talk about is, of course, the pricing of this notebook, which sadly I don't have as of recording this video, but I will update you guys once I find out, or you can check out the website. It should be out by the time I publish this video, but yeah, I hope that they keep within a respectable range to give us more value for money, just like they did on the MateBook D15. And that's pretty much it for your quick look at the new Huawei Matebook X Pro. There's still a lot of testing to be done. I still have to see what this laptop is truly made of. But if you're interested, make sure you check back in a couple of days to see our full review. And of course, check the website for more information about this notebook. And there you go, guys. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph+. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Stay healthy.